Hi, welcome to this episode of Herald Cafe. With us, we have got a special animator, special lighting expert. He has worked in the new Hollywood movie, Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. Please welcome Swapnil Halarnkar.
Thank you.
Thanks for getting some time to talk with us. I don't know, it's such a big film. I don't know where to start because I do not know what work exactly do you do. I know you do a little bit of lighting and special effects. Please tell us a little bit more.
I think, as you said, like it is a big movie, and it is a big movie for me also.
Mhm.
And and this opportunity came like after so many years. Like I've been applying for at Sony for like more than 5 years. Every time because there's a lot of competition to work at Sony, and they do a lot of great movies.
True.
And your next question was about what exactly I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty tough to explain, but then I think like um, we just put the sun, like we put a sun so that
Mm-hmm.
it you see that morning light
Okay.
or evening light. In the
Mhm.
night you have moonlight,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we have that interior setup, right?
Right.
So we put those bulbs and
Mhm.
all those light sources we put,
Mm.
and we try to create the mood with that lighting,
Okay.
and also try to show the time of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have like different locations.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it is shooting, say in a cold place,
Mm.
how the sky will be, or like
Or in a desert.
in the desert,
Okay.
and like the that color temperature of the lights are very different,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to study and then try to replicate that real white light scenario into the films.
Okay, the references you may take from actual video shoots or the photographs, maybe those are the
Yeah,
references.
exactly. So what we do is like we study lighting all the time. When you go out, we just like where we are walking.
Mm-hmm.
So there are two things about the references. One is like the real life references,
True.
and another photography.
Mm.
So so nowadays, like if we are doing something on VFX,
Yes.
we rely more on photography references
Mm-hmm.
because we have to match the lighting and the exposure up onto the camera. And when it comes to animation,
Mm-hmm.
like cartoon we see, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
in that we'll be having a lot of different styles. It can be photorealistic, and then can have different like very what do you say, like a childish kind of lighting,
Okay.
very soft lighting.
Okay.
It depends upon the director of photography of the
Mm.
movie to decide upon how it should look like.
Mm.
So talking about Spider-Verse, we had like 2D style comic book lighting.
Okay.
So we were trying to replicate what was done in comics on
Mm.
Marvel and
Mm-hmm.
other kind of. I think for India we use Phantom comics,
Okay. Okay.
and we try to match that
Okay.
style of
Okay.
lighting onto
Okay.
this project.
And what I can get at it, you have to do with, you have to synchronize with a lot of other departments also to do this, like the sound, at that moment of the frame, what sound is coming, and with that sound, how the light is going. I guess a lot of coordination is necessary.
Yeah, actually we are more into kind of say post production, but like
Okay.
sound. In like other movies, sound happens before.
True. Yes.
Sometimes it happens later,
Mm.
but in our case, except the background,
Mhm.
all the dialogues and been recorded first,
Mhm.
and then on those dialogues and on the animation, animators does the animation,
Okay.
like lip syncing and everything, and and then we the last stage is lighting,
Okay.
where
Okay.
everything is gray, everything
Okay.
is like, but when we light it, it becomes all colors,
Okay.
final
Okay.
render. So there is a rendering process which goes
Okay.
through,
Okay.
and after that they you like add more sound effects.
Okay.
If there is effect,
Okay.
the blast is there, and all
Okay.
they have to match it somewhere.
Yes. Yes.
So they try to add sound later in animation.
Okay.
So the sound
Okay.
effects and the background score comes later.
Mm. And please tell me about your role models in animation.
I think my role model has been a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and her name is Sharon Kara,
Mm-hmm.
and she's been my teacher, and like I've been like inspired by her.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2014-15, I was reading some of the tutorials written by her, and she had a great explanation on how to compose, and it
Okay.
was very different than what we have been learning.
Mm-hmm.
because she did a lot of studies in cinema. She has a fine art background,
Mhm.
and I was very amazed to see there were different concepts which was not available online, because a lot of people they don't read, because a lot of people they stick to videos and all
To learn.
to learn.
Yes.
Yeah. So reading is very much important, and
Mm.
there are a lot of things you have to read in between the lines to
Mm.
learn good things. I learned what is called as visual depth in that.
Okay.
That terminology is very rarely known.
Mhm.
And then I contacted her in social media,
Mhm.
and she was very nice. Let me tell you more about Sharon Kala first,
Please, yeah.
because I've been following Pixar films all my life.
Yes,
Like when
yeah.
I first thought about getting into animation, it was Pixar, which was like
Mhm.
no. And today still I have not reached to
Mm.
get to Pixar, but yeah, soon I want to work there.
Someday.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Maybe my next interview can be once I work on Pixar movie, then I can come back.
Why not?
Yeah, that's my dream. I think
Yes.
like if you have dream, you will try to achieve it. And
Yes,
then
true.
I always kept that.
Mm.
I don't know if people know about Mike Wazowski. That's a
Tell us
green
about it.
character
Okay.
in Monster Inc. and
Mm.
he's very funny.
Mm.
I relate to him a lot. Like
Okay.
that character is like everyone thinks that he is not good to do anything.
Mm.
Like but then he he goes through a lot of struggle,
True.
and then
Mm.
and then he do a lot of hard work, and
Mm.
then he success
Mm.
in those movies. So it was like
Mm.
I always liked that character. I have a lot of
Mm.
toys of him, and I
Okay.
have keep
Okay.
and that's how my journey started.
Mm.
To look after that. One day I want to work at Pixar, and
Mm.
so Sharon Kala is someone who is like the first movie we had Toy Story 1.
Yes.
So he was the writing supervisor of
Mm.
that.
Mm.
And then she went to become director of photography in animation film.
Mhm.
So she's the first director of photography in animation. So, and then she went to do a lot of movie like Bugs Life. She became a director of
Yes.
photography. She worked on Cars too,
Mm.
and then Good Dinosaur was there.
Mm.
I think she's a mentor for a lot of people in lighting,
I'm sure.
including Pixar's
Mm.
new director of
Mm.
photography. They talk high about her, and
Mm.
when I usually I disturb her like in every 6 months or something like
Mm.
that, and like she's very kind, and she takes a lot of time to write big paragraphs and explain me
Mm.
what to do, and I ask her all the questions, and she answers me. Someone like with that stature
Yeah, it's
takes
great.
out so much time
It's
for
great to have a
everyone.
mentor like that.
Yeah, and I just spoke to her like two to 3 weeks back, and I asked her, "Did you see Spider-Verse?"
Mm.
And she's like, "No, I did not get chance to see, but I will see. Definitely, it will be a great movie."
Mm.
And she likes it, so I'll see what she says.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but there was one opportunity to meet her, but my parents had come when I was in Japan.
Mm.
She had come to India.
Mm.
I was like, oh, I told her I want to come, but then somewhere I was not able to. But she told me she'll come to Vancouver, so maybe I'll have a chance to.
You're in Vancouver now.
Yeah, I'm in Vancouver.
But what were you doing in Japan?
I was working as a look development artist and supervisor on anime projects.
Okay.
There were like some Kenshiro,
Okay.
a lot of titles we ourselves cannot read it, but
Okay.
there were Netflix Levius movie.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a series
Mm.
which I supervised,
Okay.
and we had a lot of like toon shading,
Okay.
and that is also one thing which was like similar to what we are doing
now?
on Spider Verse. Yeah.
Okay.
So I had a lot of experience working on 2D style of project, including What If.
Mm.
So usually, how they do hiring is like they see your experience, what you have been doing,
Okay.
and that's how they hire. Like Sony has a very strict policies how
Mm.
they hire.
Mm. Yes. And talking about this Spider-Verse, now in the Spider-Verse there are Indian Spider-Man, Pavitra Prabhakar. Tell us about that character and what difficulties you have to go through to create that character, or the light, maybe the Indian sun, you know, like the light of Jaipur or whatever.
No, I think like that all credit goes to my supervisor. His
Mm.
name is Benjamin,
Mm.
but Benjamin A.
Mm.
So we had a lot of Benjamin now
Okay.
as supervisors. So we used to always get confused about.
Mm.
He comes from Mexico,
Mm.
and I came to his team, and then we had more two people from India
Mm-hmm.
working in our same team.
Mm.
So we had all the whole sequence in our team.
Okay.
Like other team did few shots, but
Mm.
um,
And it was distributed.
usually the sequences are distributed among teams. We
Right.
had like
Mm.
4 to 5 CG supervisors in
Okay.
those teams.
Okay.
Then the biggest uh, task was to get the look and feel, and we did not have time.
Mm.
And we were referring to a lot of comic books. Some of the paintings were done, and I was like, you know, Ben,
Mm.
it doesn't look like India.
Mm.
And it was like I used to listen, like not feel. That is the best part, like
Okay.
they are open for discussion,
Mm.
like, and I'm like, sun in India doesn't look like this.
Okay.
And there are no stray dogs. How come? Like all those questions I put in front of him.
Mm.
And there is a stray dog. The Pavitra Bhagavad is feeding the dogs.
Okay.
That shot he gave me. This is your answer. Like, and that's why I think the challenges were more towards like first was the style.
Okay.
We had very less time to get that style. That was the style which was done last. Like only 3 months were left, and it becomes very difficult to learn the style first and try to understand and then try to do a shot. So that was the biggest challenge.
Okay.
But my lead, his name is I forgot his name.
That's okay.
So yeah. So Pepe. His name is Pepe. So Pepe did one shot and he was like, "It looks great." No, it looked more like Indian comic. And the client were like, "Oh, this is great. Approved." Like it was. We were so surprised to get a style done, like the first shot and get approved, and it was really nice. And I was like, "Pepe, you are very talented." Like, and that's how that style was very difficult. Even like even today, I think that style is not that easy.
Okay.
When it comes to very simplified, it becomes difficult. Another challenge was the language. So our band used to call us like, no, you people are like Hindi consultant from India. So every time we used to see something written in Devanagari, Hindi, and it was also in Bengali. It was also in Gujarati.
Oh.
And some things in Punjabi also. So we had someone from Punjab also. My wife was from Bengal, so I used to see this one is correct or not.
Yes.
I cannot read it Bengali, but she was able to. And like this, every time something came up, and we argued on that. Like, and he said like, no, this should be like that. This. So everything was very positive, like, and we were happy, to do things and find, oh, there is a mistake. And even that Pavitra Pravakar, I was like, is it Pavitra or Pavitra?
Okay.
Like,
Got
and
it.
I thought it should be Pavitra. And then someone said, no, Pavitra becomes a girl, like. So that conversation was
Got it,
nice.
got
Yeah. So I think this was the biggest challenge is what we had. Also, the when I saw the design of the Spider-Man, Pavitra Prabhakar, I was like, okay, maybe it looks like Krishna. But he also has that damru, which he throws, and but a lot of time he's without the mask.
Okay.
And I did like that look and feel of him. And he's very cool. Like,
Okay.
I think that Karan Sony is a
Voiceover.
voiceover
Yeah.
for that, and like everyone was fan of that and Vada Pav.
Okay.
Everyone told us we want to have Vada Pav.
Nice. Okay, and coming back to your Goa days, growing up in Altino, now in Porvory, and your Delhi Goa College of Art, and I have seen in the article that you have taken some of the students to see the movie together. Tell us the experience about that, and yes, and that
I think
Yeah.
somewhere like it is very important for people to visit college. Uh, Not only celebrities, but like people who have done something. They have learned and gone through some struggle. Like I remember back in when I was in college, Irfan Khan had come,
Nice.
and I still miss him. He's no more. Like, he was so humble, I still felt that no, he's the best actor we had.
Okay.
Sorry if but
No.
that is how
No.
no I saw it. I still remember, and I miss that. No, I did not take a picture with him. We try to be not so forward, right? And then I think that was one thing that college provided to us.
Yes.
Like every time our professors and principal arranged. There was Ashok Patti who came the music director, and I think that that thing is something which I was always looking at, and we learned from them.
Yes, you get inspiration from
Yeah. So every time when I came to college, teachers, professors, they shared some experience in how students are doing. Um, some positive, some negative, So we still okay, fine. Maybe like one day, whatever I learned from
Your
my
work,
field,
yes.
I will try to teach. But then, I did not want it to go um, go against the flow. So many times it happened that teachers told me that you can come and just tell us about how you're doing in the field. And then there were other students who are also in animation right now.
Yeah.
So some people are working in ILM also from Goa College of Art.
Mm.
It's just that I happened to come.
Huh.
And then this time it was like, okay, I knew that Spider-Verse was a big movie. And before only working, I was sure that this movie is going to get Oscars. And amount of work they did on this movie was like, no, this was made for an artist. So I was telling Willie sir, our principal of the college, that sir, this movie everyone should watch. That was the thing. And then we thought about it. Within 10 minutes we decided we'll go. And Willie sir he was always nice.
Yes.
And I remember back to my college days. We went with Maria ma'am and Willie sir. And we went to the movie, and I fell sick.
Oh.
And because of me, they did not see the movie. And that was one thing. And I used to watch a lot of animation movie when I was in college. But there is a need for people to take animation as seriously as possible, because it is a very difficult craft. It is not as simple as it looks.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I was working with our VFX supervisor, who is Mike Lasker, and then the director was Justin. There were no other two directors, but specifically I took them in because they were artistically very strong to visualize things and without having anything. And I got a lot of shots which were like, no, we did not have any guidance from from the color artists, like the art directors and all. So
you have to work purely on your instincts.
Yeah, and then present something, do something, and present in front of them.
Yeah.
But I felt like, as far as I've seen, like they were the best directors, and the colors and all. It's like a very difficult subject, and I felt they are like masters of that. Similarly, Sharon Kala is a master of colors, and she works as a color consultant on a lot of movies. So I felt like, no, I had a chance to work with a great people like that.
Great, it's such a great story. I was just thinking about the full circle kind of a scenario. You pass out from the Goa College of Art and you came back and you're talking to people about this, and you become so successful is not the right word, but you are inspired to do such good work, and you delve into so many of different creative forms like sculpting, painting, etc. What is a common thread between all these? Is this the right question?
I think it is a very difficult question, but I think when you are an artist, you are an artist.
Yeah. And you will find that form everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. The unfortunate part was I had a lot of interest in a lot of things. I wanted to become scientist also, but I'm not good at maths. I'm like, okay, fine. But I like to do a lot of things. I like to research. I like to read a lot of books. I think books are something which was my first teacher in animation, because I was self-taught.
Yes.
So I was doing art college, and then I was doing part-time job as a drawing instructor in one of the institute in Beijing itself. So I has to uh, do that job to support my education, because papers and colors they cost a lot.
They do, yeah.
And it was my first experience and to interact with outside world. I bought my book one day and I wanted to learn animation. That also came because of Willy sir.
Okay.
Because in the second year, once I was in second year, it
Mhm.
was specialization for advertising, and Willy sir was teaching us photography, and I think he was teaching us visual communication. So he said, like advertising has been changed. What is there in the book is not how it is right now in the market.
True.
And previously we had a lot of people, and I thought, okay, advertising. I was really good at advertising, but just that that thing stuck me in my mind, and I thought okay, animation was something which I also like. But I did good in advertising also. Still, I want to do advertising. But then I happened to choose animation because a lot of our senior students were doing animation like Tenali Rama,
Okay.
That time the 2D has just evolved. And I started learning different softwares and from the book, and that's how I learned. Like I started in second year, and like by fourth, fifth year, I knew Maya, Max, and all this.
Yeah, got a hand of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think we are coming to an end of this show. The time. One last inspiring message from you for the upcoming artist. What do you have to say?
I think it is very much important for everyone to have that passion. Set your goal and keep dreaming. Like if you dream, you will get it. Like if you don't dream, it doesn't happen. Like so, I had a very clear vision. Right.
Okay.
So maybe it is very much important for to decide upon what you want to do.
Okay.
First thing.
Okay.
If you're not, if you're doing something which you're not happy with, it is difficult to get success. Mm. And then it is also about like hard work. I think we have this term called Sushagad, right? But somewhere it is misinterpreted. Sushagad for me, I felt like you have to be calm when the situation comes, when you struggle. Like still go forward with that.
Yes.
Persistent.
Yeah.
Consistently, you have to move forward.
True.
there will be good days, bad days, and like
But keep your passion alive.
passion alive. And today also I'm like so much passionate, even though like when you get older, you know that you don't have that much energy, but then the passion will keep you moving for so many
Great.
years.
It's a great thing to hear. Yes. Thank you for your time, Swapnil.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes, and I wish you all the best. Maybe next time we'll see a picture movie from you.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yes.
It is still tough job, but I'll try to.
I'm sure you will do it. All our wishes are with you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you. So
you.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, audience. It was great talking to Swapnil, a local boy getting out from here and working in the Hollywood in the animation craft. It's very cool. Thank you. We'll see you next week.